Hey everybody, welcome to GeekStorm. I'm Sean Hilton, owner of Comics Cube, and today I'm joined by my very good friend, Michael Allen Harrison. And today, we are filming this episode of GeekStorm.
Who else are you joined by? Who else are you joined by? Who else are you joined by?
Darby, straight out of the Kokomo Humane Society, who I didn't get a babysitter for this morning.
Oh.
And I wanted him to come to work with me because he's going to be the new comic dog. So he's going to be running around in the background a little bit today until we can get him better camera trained and his mic's approved and his SAG card. He's just going to kind of be around. So today's episode of GeekStorm is being filmed in the heart of downtown Kokomo and Geek Street at 111 East Sycamore, which is...
It's Kokomo Toys and Collectibles. It's Kokomo Toys. People say the toy store. I mean, it's not... They're all collectible.
They figure it out.
This piece of paper is technically collectible. It's the only piece of paper exactly like this with these words on it and filled in this particular. It's one of a kind.
Woohoo!
It's collectible.
In today's episode of GeekStorm, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Homecoming.
Not much.
Gen Con sells out of badges. A horrible, not horrible, a tragic death, but not horrible. And according to this, something about Castlevania.
It's not horrible? All right. Good.
You know.
Sure.
First up today, Joan Lee, the wife of 69 years to comic icon Stan Lee, has passed away at the age of 95.
It's a long life.
I say it's not tragic. The loss of Joan, I'm sure, is tragic to her family. However, 95 years old, she lived a great life. She had a stroke and passed away. I don't believe it was a long, drawn-out situation.
Peacefully at her home, surrounded by family.
So, yeah, they got married like in 1947.
That's
man.
crazy.
Can you imagine 65 years of marriage?
That's crazy.
I don't imagine getting to 65 years of life.
69 years of marriage.
69 years of life, let alone 69 years of marriage.
You're not going to make 65.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's be honest.
And that's why I don't even really care about
that dog has a better chance of hitting 65
that.
than you
So, Darby?
Yep.
All right.
What?
Good boy.
What? Why Darby? Why'd you come up with that one? Darby O'Gill and the Little People is one of your favorite Disney shows.
Darby is a
with Sean Connery.
Darby is a character that we created for a role-playing game that we're running the 10th anniversary for Gen Con this year. Dirk Savage and one of the cast members, one of our favorite characters that we've created for the thing was named Darby O'Hara.
Oh, okay.
And so I liked it. His name was originally Diesel.
Oh, I don't like that.
But my sister just got a pit boxer mix like a month or two ago, and her boys named that one Diesel. And so I felt like, that's not cool.
No.
And plus, I didn't love it for him. So
Sure.
I think he's a Darby.
Okay.
So it worked for me.
All right. Is he lucky?
So far, not so much. It wasn't lucky for the book I left out yesterday. Wasn't lucky for those hamburger rolls that I left
we're talking
up
about him
top of
chewing
the
on
counter.
things then.
I mean, he took the hamburger buns into the bed and had lunch in bed.
Well, he was bringing them to you then.
He might have shared them with the other dogs. I don't know that.
Don't let this in any way dissuade you. He just farted, by the way.
Yes,
don't
he did.
Don't let this in any way dissuade you from adopting a pet.
Oh no,
because
I have a kennel at my house that is designed. Yeah, that's right.
That smells like skunk. I'm gonna be honest. That's like he ate a skunk and then farted it out. That's what that smells like.
I was a bad dog owner. I own the kennel. I know how to use it properly.
Right.
I knew that when I left the house, I should have put him in it. I chose not to.
Sure.
You do need to test occasionally to see.
Yeah.
Well, the test failed for owner, passed for
passed for the dog, because dogs do what dogs do.
He did, and it was all good.
I wonder if Joan Lee had a dog.
Overall, at 69 years, I gotta think they did. Plus, I mean,
Do you know the Queen has had like over 70 corgis?
maybe she's doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Well, then she has what, like 12 at a time.
Maybe
or
it's
something?
40. Maybe it's 40, but that's still a lot.
It is quite.
How
a
long do
few.
they live?
I mean, a corgi is this pretty small dog.
Welcome to Pet Talk.
So I would think a corgi's probably 11, 12 years is the average.
Or maybe she just
life
has multiples at
expectancy.
once. Maybe it's not one. And
Oh, I would
another,
imagine, yeah. I mean,
maybe
she's
not,
the queen.
She doesn't have a kill
whole herd.
room for these corgis.
Yeah.
We don't know. She might. We don't know.
She could. It's hard to say.
It's a monarchy. We don't know what goes on there.
Insanity.
But poor Joan Lee, unfortunately,
So,
passed away.
passed away.
That is sad.
Often credited with giving Stan Lee the inspiration to restart the Marvel era.
That's the way
as it's
That's the way
known.
he tells the story. Anyway,
So
who knows? She was a model.
she was a hat model. I didn't even know there was such a thing, but
Sure.
back in the day, people wore hats. So
Gotta
that could
sell
be
a hat.
a real thing. And so, yeah.
I don't know. He just untied his leash. He's like,
Walked over. He's
heck
like,
with you
"Yeah,
guys.
All right, I'm going over here now.
I've checked out this area. I've marked it. I'm going to move on. That's what just happened. Maybe there's a skunk over there I can eat.
All right, so Castlevania, a fairly famous, well-known video game
Sure.
for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, has now become a full-fledged Netflix original 4-episode television series.
Okay.
But it's only 4 episodes, and they're only about 24 to 30 minutes apiece. So you're getting less than 2 hours. This seems like you could have just made a really nice Castlevania movie as opposed to calling it a TV series. So
I don't know. That's got to be tougher. With movies, there's competition,
Yeah.
with Netflix.
on Netflix, though, you could have done. They're doing Netflix movies. They could have done.
Oh,
this
they're
as a
not-
Netflix original movie.
Are they hour-long episodes?
No, they're like 24. I checked the first one before we came in to see what the length was because I'm like, oh, well, maybe they're an hour long.
I see.
No, the first one was like 24, 25 minutes. Now, I didn't check all 4,
Right.
but if the pilot's only
Sure.
24, 25 minutes, I have to.
Is it released?
So, yes, it just came out today, July 7th, Friday, just in time for GeekStorm, but unfortunately, I was out watching
Castlevania's been around a
Spider-Man.
long, long time. I remember playing it on probably the Super NES back in like college, and that's 30 years ago.
Dating yourself?
Yeah, whatever. It's a long time ago. So back then it was, basically like all Super NES games, side-scrolling nonsense. But it's something definitely that will have a resonance with certain fans. I don't think any younger fans will know what it is. Are there current Castlevania games?
I don't know. Video game people,
Are there?
yes, there
Okay,
are.
okay.
All right.
Well, good.
So
I
I think
see.
it's probably like a Zelda thing. I mean, Zelda's been around forever and has kept up. I imagine Castlevania is a similar.
Here's the thing with
trope.
Netflix is that they started out with just a few original series, and now there's tons and tons of them. Some are good, some aren't.
There's so many you can't keep up with.
I
all
tried
of
for the
them.
third time. I tried to watch Sense8 yesterday. I watched
Okay.
maybe an episode and a half, and I just couldn't get into it. It was just hitting me over the head with its behind the scenes message of pride and alternate lifestyle, which is fine, but when it gets in the way of the storytelling to me, and when I recognize what's going on, then that sets me to the side.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say I tried to watch it a little bit. I watched only the first few minutes of the first episode with Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah, yeah.
So that was a little odd. It just felt odd to me, but I'm hearing really good things from it from other people. So there you go. Another thing we haven't seen yet, unless you saw it. Did you see Baby Driver?
I didn't. I want to. I
I'm
didn't.
hearing rave reviews from
Yeah.
people I actually like and respect, good friends that are saying this is the best movie of the summer so far.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I'm going to make sure that sometime this weekend, hopefully I get a chance to check out Baby Driver, action movie and the cast is solid
Sure,
too. So
yeah.
that is.
You throw Kevin Spacey at something, you're going to get something out of it.
And Bernthal from Walking Dead and The
Bernthal,
Punisher
yeah,
now is in it. Jamie Foxx, I believe,
He is.
in it as well. So I mean, you've got some guys that have got some chops, some awards.
John Hamm from
So-
Mad Men is in it.
So some fun, cool stuff, and I
Yeah.
look forward to checking it out.
Yeah, I want to see it too.
We both go to Gen Con every single year.
We do.
Big Gen Con
since
fans.
since way back in the actual
Wisconsin
days,
days where-
not the Geneva days.
No,
But the Wisconsin
days, and
Sure.
where we meet at the COP. Meet at the COP.
I forgot about that.
Mike was big on meeting. We had to meet up a lot. Mike
Right.
was always big on meeting.
Just
Every
check
hour and
in.
an hour. I'm like, yeah.
I even
don't-
bought little walkie-talkies
I
back
know.
before cell phones. I had little
It's true,
walkie-talkies.
and
Guys, checkity check.
I never
1,
checked
2,
it. I
check
was like,
over,
I'm in the middle of something. I'm not going to go.
over.
But they had at the old place. They had this cop, but it was like a mannequin or something. Or
That looked like one of the street performances.
Oh, it was absolutely beautiful.
That's what it looked like.
I mean, he looked.
It looked like a person.
real.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was very odd that this guy was there.
Yeah.
And so every year we went there. But it has been in Indy since like 2003 now. So we've had it for a long time. We've taken very good care of Gen Con.
Oh,
Gen
yeah.
Con has been very good to us. We've been very good to Gen Con. So this is the first time in its 50-year history. It is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year.
Ooh, 50 years of
So
Gen Con.
yeah, I mean, that's
a big deal.
That's pretty substantial. And it's grown, it's evolved, it's changed from the days where it was at like a little college campus kind of thing. I was shown pictures. Somebody told me they just saw pictures recently of Gen Con year 2. That was like 101 people.
Nice.
So-
triple digits.
Yeah. So this year sold out of 4-day passes. Now,
Wow.
Gen Con is officially Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then they sell a 4-day pass, they sell single-day passes, with Sunday being kind of a family group pass that you would get at a substantial discount.
Right.
For the first time ever, all of the 4-day badges are completely sold out.
Wow.
Now, these things were originally, according to my handy dandy info, $90 if you pre-registered, $125 if you didn't buy them by a certain date, which just went by recently. However, they're all gone.
Wow.
So there are single-day passes left for the majority of days. I have heard rumors that Sunday is now sold out. I have a hard time believing that, and I couldn't substantiate that particular rumor. But still, so you can still go, but the numbers, dollars, if you want to go to Gen Con for the single days, are vastly different.
Yeah.
So it's $75 a day.
That is bananas.
So you could have got the entire 4-day badge early for $95. You will now pay $75 a day.
I know for a fact why Sunday is sold out. For a fact.
Oh, it is sold out?
Well, you just said that.
I said it's rumored to have been sold out. What do you think is going? What
Whatever.
is the fact?
Fake news. The Kokomo Firefighters Local 396 is going to be down there collecting for MDA and running our junior firefighter competition for part of Family Fun Day.
So local
396
of Kokomo.
Kokomo.
Not Howard County,
No.
not Greentown,
No.
not Rushville, not Suba. Kokomo
Right.
has infiltrated Gen Con.
Yes, and PopCon. This weekend, PopCon, same thing.
Holy cow.
We won't have the junior firefighter thing, but we'll be down there collecting for MDA.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Pretty happy about it.
Because we're a little behind on our MDA collection
Not
this
talking
year
about
in
that.
Kokomo.
But the thing
But
is,
you're making up for it.
we do compete against other cities, so
Okay.
it's kind of a bragging rights type of thing.
And pride.
And traditionally, we've always been second-ish, maybe third-ish once in a while.
To who?
To Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne?
Yeah, they're tough up there.
Why?
They're tough up there. They're tough. I don't know.
Fort Wayne?
So
Fort Wayne ain't bringing nothing to the picture that I need.
this year being I had an epiphany like last year or so, thinking I go to these shows, we go to these shows.
All the time.
Now that we have 3 of them in Indy, all these people come. Geeks are giving people, they're loving people, they want to help other people. So why not take what we do down there? And we had limited, except if no success at Indiana Comic Con for various reasons. But this time we've talked to PopCon and Gen Con. PopCon has completely embraced us. They've given us a booth. They are letting us inside and giving us free space.
And I want to say good on PopCon, which starts today. And will run through today, Saturday, and Sunday. Brings in a ton of amazing talent. And they have not only done the whole pop culture thing, comic artists and
YouTubers
the actors, but they have embraced the YouTube community as well and have brought in this new class of celebrity, which is appealing to a much younger generation. If Nick was here, I'm sure he would tell us all about Ryan's Toys and go on and on and on about Ryan's Toys. But if you're into any YouTube celebrity, if they're not at PopCon, I'm telling you, contact the rank and file of PopCon and let them know who it is that you want to meet. And there's a very good chance, I think, they would reach out to them to try and bring them in. They've worked really well, it seems, with the charity elements. They've worked really well with the cosplay community. This seems to be a con. We have a lot of choices now in our con going, and some are much different and bigger than others. But from what I can see as a show promoter who puts on the Kokomo Con, the Indie Pop Con seems to be doing it right. They're taking care of the community and embracing a lot of different things.
Yeah, and I don't know what that means to the fan that walks in just to go to the show, but to, like you just said, as a promoter, and me as somebody who deals with them from the 501st side, PopCon is far superior to, let's say, Indiana Comic Con in that they want to take care of you. They want you to be there, and you're not a bother to them.
One
more
definitely
than
feels
check.
like a more corporate cash grab.
Yeah.
And one feels like a community of like-minded people who want to better the entire experience.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with that. I'm excited about it. But as for Gen Con, very cool news. It does bring up some ideas, though. I mean, this is the 50th anniversary. It is going to be well attended. It's going to be popular. How big is it? How crushing is that crowd going to be?
I know they're moving a lot of things over to the dome, to the football dome. What do they
Dome?
they play the football there? Is that what they do?
play the football
with
there.
kicking? Is there kicking in that? Is there kicking?
Sporting.
It's sports. There's a giant sports arena over there. They're going to move a lot of things over there, I know.
for the
kids
Colts.
thing I know at least. I don't know about other
The football
things.
Colt people play.
Yes. Which I don't know how horses play football. Like they don't have the opposable thumb, so maybe they grab it with their hooves and give it one of them.
Could be, because they have an ongoing rivalry with these Chargers.
Oh, which are also horses.
Yes,
right.
I think there's some Mustangs sometimes involved.
Seems like a lot of car dealership
It's
thing.
crazy.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So they're going to use some of that, but again, Gen Con is huge anyway. It's the biggest of all of them.
I mean, this is the 50th anniversary, so if you're going to go to one, this is a good one to think about going to. However, if you are a person who has trouble with crowds, if Black Friday freaks you out, then I highly recommend going either Thursday or Sunday. Do not go to Gen Con for your first time if you have any kind of anxiety at all. I mean, just a 1 on a 10 scale. Don't go on a Saturday. The crush of what is called the Great Hall, the major shopping area, will it sucks. It's just too much.
And if let's say the busy days are the only time you have the opportunity to go late in the day. Okay?
Yes.
Please don't go first thing because it is literally like this as you walk in for a good half hour until people start to spread throughout the spider web of the show.
I would say those busy days 3 to 6.
Yeah, go later.
The Great Hall is going to close at 6. And keep in mind that with Gen Con, there is stuff at all of the outlying hotels and other things going on.
Right.
If you want to do the shopping is in the convention center proper. However, there are going to be panels and talks on anything from how to write, how to make a chainmail bikini, how to stuff a bear or something like that.
Right.
There's dating things
Toy bears also.
There's dating things going on. There's games, are there non-standard games? Didn't you play in the World Series of Poker or some kind of poker event there?
I did. They
years ago?
used to have poker there.
So I don't know if they still have that. Wouldn't shock me though.
I won. I don't want to brag, but I won one of the days. I won one of the days.
tournament?
I won one of the days.
See, you man. So there was a lot. There's something for everybody. It's not just the standard. I think there's a puppetry track now.
Nice.
That is taken very seriously.
Nice.
It's not just like, they have some mainstream talented puppeteers showing up.
You know,
and
the
doing
puppetry
workshops.
people and the mannequin people,
Yeah,
they
go on.
really, they
it's-
kept keeping on different ends of the
Crazy
thing.
stuff.
I know.
So Spider-Man,
I did not get to see it. Casey and Kine are going to go see it this afternoon.
without you?
Yeah.
I thought there was a rule or something.
Yeah, apparently the rule goes one way.
It's a street that goes this way and Mike goes this way.
Like yesterday afternoon, she's like, "Are you gonna go see Spider-Man tonight?" Because typically, if I have to work, I'll trade time with somebody or take personal time, whatever, to go see a movie, so we can talk about it here today, on Friday. And I said, "No, I there's a lot going on, and I really didn't have any plans to do it." And she's here in Kokomo with nobody really, feeling kind of lonely and everything. I said, "Just go and take him tomorrow." So they're gonna go tomorrow. But then this morning, when I got home from work, she's like, "Did you really go see it last night?" I go, "No, I didn't. I didn't go see it." She's like,
I was too busy saving lives.
Yeah.
Keeping Kokomo safe.
So I didn't see it.
Well, I did go see it, but I did a quick road trip down to Logansport to the Merrimax, is what the theater over there is called, that we went and saw it at. We've seen Ant-Man there a while back. A good friend of ours, Ed, lives over there, and he comes to Kokomo for all of these events.
Good is honestly.
Ed is the closest, though, I will ever have to a son.
Oh, that's sweet. You
I
really messed him
absolutely-
up. Then you've messed him up horribly. You've done a horrible job.
Did my best job.
You should have left him in the crate. I can tell you that much.
I think Uncle Austin, though, might have done some damage. But he's a great friend, someone I love dearly, and he comes to Kokomo all the time for these events. So we decided to drive over there, and I let him know yesterday morning, "Hey, by the way, we're coming to your neck of the woods for Spider-Man."
Good.
He replied, "Hey, I'm going to be in Kokomo at 5 o'clock for dinner, but thanks for letting me know." Like, what? But by that point, we'd already committed. Now, the Merrimax is only a 5-screen theater. It's small, but it's clean, it's well run, and it was only about 50% filled when we went there. Now in Kokomo, with the AMC, beautiful theaters, well run, but I guarantee you that theater last night at 7:30 was chock-a-block full.
Right.
Seats were taken everywhere. People were having to squeeze together, and the heat in that room.
I've never heard. I'm not making fun of you right now, which is hard to believe. What does chock-a-block mean? I've never heard that before.
It's a full to the equivalent of being maximized capacity.
Okay. Did you just make it up?
No, I think that's it. We will have somebody look up chock-a-block behind the thing for us. I guarantee you.
I'm not disputing it because I've never heard it before.
It is a saying. And I would imagine, again, going back to it, the heat in that room was at least 10 to 15 degrees higher than the ambient temperature outside of that room.
Right, right.
And so it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So we drove out there, 50% full, great audience. They were into it, they were laughing, but they weren't laughing obnoxiously, that over laugh where they've gone over into the next scene or line and they won't stop and you can't hear what they're saying. There was none of that. So great crowd, great theater. Pricing was pretty good. Overall,
It's a fairly new theater too.
it's fairly new. As I said, it's clean.
Yeah.
It's well put together.
30, 35 miles, not very far.
It was, I think like 25-minute trip for us to get
Sure.
there, something like that.
Sure.
So well worth it.
Good.
And they also do the free summer movie things at AMC here in
Give us your
Coconut Grove.
general impressions of the movie.
Overall, on this particular film, I'm going to have to say I enjoyed it quite a bit. 8.5 out of 10, which is about, really honestly, that's about the high end of my scale.
Sure.
Really, to get above that, you've got to blow me away. I consider 9 to basically be a 10, and to get from 9 to 10, you have to be something extraordinary. Cast-wise, I think they put together a really excellent cast. Tom Holland does an amazing job as finally the first believably young high school Spider-Man. And instead of throwing on One Last Year or that final moment of high school so we can get Peter kicked out into a college because the guys who play him, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, whether you agree they did a bad job or not, are all way too old to have possibly been believable in that role. This guy is already playing a 15-year-old.
So like sophomore-ish.
And he is a sophomore.
Okay.
So you're going to get a year or two of him in high school, and he is acting like what I would imagine a 15-year-old kid would do.
What do you suppose, just thinking about it, what was the screen time split between Parker and Spider-Man? I mean, how much of each do we have?
Man, there's a little more Parker than Spider-Man.
I'm okay with that.
But unlike other things like the Cap movie, the first Cap movie, we saw a ton and then a little Cap.
Sure.
Or some of the other movies where you see a ton and then a little of the hero aspect.
Right.
This had a lot of Spidey in it. And it's not all in those previews and the trailers you've seen. There's a lot of movie that is not thrown out there already at you that you get to see.
Did they avoid trying to do any kind of origin stuff?
There is not a single mention of Uncle Ben.
How he became Spider-Man.
And there is the only mention of, there is no origin scene. He's talking to his good friend Ned, who is hilarious. It is a great partnership that Peter can have someone immedately to know that he's Spider-Man, who's a normal person, and they can have a real life relationship based on the fact that they're kids in high school doing it. He mentions that the radioactive spider, and he got bit, and they bring it up a couple of times, like, well, what if I get bit by a spider?
Oh, gotcha.
But it's done in more of a joking way. But never do we see the spider, never do we see Uncle Ben. We just refer to Aunt May as she's already been through enough. Here's the thing, we've had 5 movies. Now, yes, they're not continuity now, or whatever, but we've seen that origin
Everybody's seen
like 5 times.
We don't need to do it again.
We know it. You know it already. So this is a 2-hour, 14-minute movie at a PG-13. And none of that 2 hours and 14 minutes is wasted retelling an origin story that we all know or doing the great power comes great responsibility line, which is a beautiful classic line, and I love it. But we've heard it so many times now that it's almost become a parody of itself.
When the movie starts, is he new to this school?
This is one of the great things about the movie, is that Sony is all in with Marvel in this thing. This flashes back 8 years to the salvage team run by Michael Keaton, salvaging the Chitauri from the Avengers stuff. They're in there. They bought the contracts from the city to salvage the metals, to take it all apart. And then a group comes in and strips them of that.
Because it's too dangerous.
Well, because it's too dangerous, because there's money involved, because Cagney or Lacey from Cagney and Lacey said so.
Which one? Tyne Daly?
The frumpy one.
That's not going to do it.
Not the blonde one who smoked, but the
Tyne
nice
Daly.
one.
Tyne Daly.
I think her name's even in here somewhere.
Maybe.
But, so yeah, she walks in and says, "We're shutting you down." He's like, "I've already paid all this money. I've got a crew. I've hired new people. This is going to destroy me." So the idea is they use a little bit of the tech that they did get that they didn't give back to this new organization to create stuff, and then use that to continue stealing more stuff, but keeping it low under the supervillain radar as the world,
The thinking way back to the.
And they do that a couple times.
The
they
first episode.
They do let me finish here. We're gonna keep throwing back. It does him filming himself with Happy. Jon Favreau's Happy Hogan is amazing as well. Everybody in the cast is really well
They
done.
do sidekicks very well.
It is his point of view filming his trip to Berlin or to Germany to help in the fight
Civil
in
War?
Cap.
Oh, cool.
So it's from his point of view, and Happy's like, you know, you can't show that to anybody, right? He goes, yeah, but it's it's just something to do.
Sure.
And so it's all the behind the scenes stuff of a 14-year-old freaking out that he's getting to do this stuff, and so you're getting this behind the scenes in the hotel room.
Did he web his camera up for the fight?
He did it. Well, at one point he comes back during the fight, and you see it all from again his point of view. And then he comes back to the camera and he goes, holy cow, this is awesome, this is great. And that's when Ant-Man grows for the first time.
Oh, okay.
And he looks up and goes, holy cow, he got really big, I've got to go. And he jumps back into it. So there's lots of lines like that. It's an exuberant child wanting to be something that he's not trained to be yet and telling that story.
That's cool.
Michael Keaton does an amazing job as Toombs, the Vulture character that you've seen in the
He's a great actor.
and the stuff. And I was reading earlier that they had possibly talked to Ben Kingsley and John Malkovich about the part, but Michael Keaton really did this role justice. He's got, for a guy that started off as a comedian, yes, he's done very serious roles. Pacific Heights, he is one of the creepiest dudes ever. If you've never seen Pacific Heights, you really should rent this movie. It's amazing. But he's got that intensity in his face when he finally goes to that place where he's like, we're on.
You believe that he's just flipped a switch.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
Marissa Tomei is in it only shortly. She's a lot of fun though and quirky and
beautiful.
His entire cast of
Can you make a
characters
thing of
that are
Marissa
around him.
Tomei right here with me in my thought bubble?
With her going, I'm my biological.
I don't know what that means.
My cousin Vinny.
Oh.
What? She won an Academy Award.
Whatever. None deserved, let's be honest.
What are you talking? But the whole cast in this thing is incredibly well done. There are quirky points where they actually do fool me. You and I have a bad habit. I am probably worse, where I go into a film and I am taken out easily because I'm trying to figure out the cogs behind the scenes to figure out A plus B is going to equal C.
Right.
Oftentimes I say something is predictable. It is predictable to me because I sit around thinking that way. This movie took all of that out of there.
Good.
I was laughing from the beginning to the end. There's 2 or 3 poignant moments that bring it back down and make it serious.
I'm gonna make you pump the brakes. It's
Poignant.
poignant.
That's fine. But they then bring up the laughter again.
Oh, cool.
But a couple of times they make sure they give you that Parker luck, that bad luck that Peter Parker's known for, without making it this somber, boring. It sucks to be Spider-Man. No, he loves being Spider-Man.
Cool.
It's being in the real world where he's got to deal with stuff on occasion that kind of sucks. So all of that's really well done.
Good.
Whereas I do miss an Emma Stone. She's a 30 plus, getting probably near 40 type woman, or however old she is. No,
she's too old.
Yes, not to be in this movie.
Yeah.
And then the worst, the absolute curse on the entire franchises of all time, Kirsten Dunst, bringing down the I want to try to win a drama Academy Award for this crap.
You know what Kirsten Dunst was really good in? Nothing.
She should have just kept bringing it on. It would have worked for her.
It's been brought.
It got brought again.
Okay, last thing. Is there an after credit scene?
There are 2. There's a mid-credit scene that's really well done. There is an after-credit scene that finally mocks the fact that there are after-credit scenes and mocks you, the audience, for staying for it. And it is done beautifully.
Good.
No, the Deadpool is an homage to the Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
This is flat out an Easter egg within the movie, a flashback to that, then making fun of you for doing what you just did. And it worked beautifully. Cool. The entire thing from beginning to end is 2 hours and 14 minutes of pure summer popcorn fun.
That sounds like a 9 to me, not an 8.5. I want to be honest. The way you describe it, you're a wordsmith, there's no doubt. It sounds like a 9 to me.
It's a very enjoyable movie. I think families are going to dig it. I'm not sure what the PG-13 is all about, except for maybe the fact that the violence from the fights and the action scenes might have pushed it up a little bit. This feels to me very conservative as a PG movie.
Is there any sensuality? Sensuality?
No, he wants to go on a date and stuff like that. But I don't even think there's a joke about protection or anything like that. Nothing like that at all. Aunt May gets some free sticky pudding at a place because she's cute. But even that's not done in that way.
Well, I look forward to seeing it. I want to see it.
It's a great flick. I highly recommend it. Tom Holland does an amazing job as the new Spider-Man, and they, again, have fitted this into all aspects of the thing. Biggest surprise in the movie for me, and there was a couple of twists that I didn't see coming. At least 2 twists in there I didn't see coming. Gwyneth Paltrow returns as Pepper Potts.
Oh, wow.
And just comes out with Tony, and I was like, I thought she was done.
Yeah.
And walked away, but she is just in a quick scene towards the end, and it was super fun.
Cool.
So go see it. Check out Spider-Man. Let us know if 8.5, which is really my 9 out of 10, I guess, is what Mike would say,
Sure.
is accurate, what you think.
So predictions, and real quick, last thing. Which do you think by the end of the summer is going to come out on top, Wonder Woman or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Spider-Man is going to come out on top.
Wow.
Wonder Woman was a great film, but it's more dramatic. There's more of a thing behind it. There's something about a feminine empowerment kind of issue with a great movie and great cinematography. But I'm going to go see that once or twice.
Right.
Spider-Man is the kind of movie where a kid is going to go see this movie 4 or 5 times.
Oh, cool.
It's just fun. You're going to catch things that you didn't catch before, and you're going to enjoy it. And it's going to sell a lot more merch.
All right.
There you go. Next week, I've got no clue, but probably Baby Driver.
We barely had a rundown this week, so who knows what will happen next week.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you checking out GeekStorm. We'll catch you next week. I'm Sean. This is Mike.
I did it that time. That's the first time I've ever done it.
You should do it.
What's wrong with me? I don't like
Be groovy, everybody.
I don't like it.